All right, we are back for our final episode of RMFantasy SXperts. I'm here, Chase. This is Christian, RMFantasy SXperts, and today, well, we're doing a season recap. We're going to talk about the whole season, talk about some riders, their stats, talk about some rider prizes we would give away if we could, but also we're going to talk about our top 10 winners for the entire year and give you some really cool stats about that. But first, we got to recap Vegas because it was an awesome night of racing, so let's get into it. This is our race recap. All right, Christian, Vegas, it is done. What do you think?
It was fun to watch, a lot of action in all the classes.
You were there.
Yep, I was down there in my hometown race, like to make it down. So the 250s were out of control, 450s, there's a lot going on.
Can you
to
believe
try to keep track of.
Plessinger, I know we're talking 250s here, but he almost threw it away on a flat corner.
he was that close. I still don't know how
what did he win, by 2 or 3 points over Cianciarulo?
Minute amount. So that was
pretty
scary
wild
for him, yep. But in the main, we had Tomac win again.
Yep, 8th win, no title.
I don't even know what to say to him at this point.
I don't think he knows what to say.
You know what? He needs Dungy to talk to him or something. Teach him some consistency.
Yeah, Muscan, another 2nd place. We have some interesting stats on him and Anderson coming up. Baggett, another podium.
Yep.
Christian Craig, shout out to that man.
Not a lot of people picked him, but he proved them all wrong. So good start again, and he makes it up there.
Anderson locks down the championship.
Just enough to do what he had to do.
Yep, and Dean Wilson
takes another 8th. I think he's taken 8th the most out of any rider this year, so it wasn't a big surprise. Side note, I picked Bloss. I think you did too.
Yep.
If I would have picked Wilson, I would have won the Rocky Mountain internal group, which I'm still bitter about. What do you do?
Wow, and shout out to Benny Bloss actually getting Rookie of the Year honors.
Got Rookie of the Year.
That's pretty cool. Right on now. Your points, you got 118, I got 114. You beat me on the year.
It was my best year by
good
far,
year.
so I wouldn't beat yourself.
Well, what do you got for user stats?
The average points for the double round were up, about 80 points compared to 33 on the year. So we did have 4 perfect scores, 221 total throughout the year, which we only had 113 last year. So almost doubling it. And 11% got the wild card right, which is about average. Barsha was, again, the most picked rider and not getting the top 5. I had him picked.
Yep.
About 50% lost points on him. And cool stat, 37% got at least 2 picks right. So decent final round. So
and remember, that was a double points round. Your 2 lowest scores on the year got dropped.
Yep.
So you guys have seen it. But now, let's talk about some stats on the top 10. Because every year we get asked the question, how do these people score so many points throughout fantasy? And the truth is, it's not as hard. It's about what Tomac doesn't do right.
Exactly.
And it's being consistent.
It's been proven in the Supercross Championship and the Fantasy Supercross
Okay, so let's take these guys out of the way here. Give us some stats on the top 10 this year.
So we took the top 10 scorers overall from all year and just some quick stats on them. Of all the top 10 grand prize winners, I took all their picks for every round, and there was only 2 perfect scores.
Really?
So they're not getting perfect scores a lot. 4 of the top 10 winners never had a week over 100 points, except for the double points, including the guy who took 3rd place.
Jeez. So there you go.
It's just consistency,
Points every week. None of them have more than 1 round with over 100 points?
Nope.
That's ridiculous. All right, they all played the entire season. Nobody started late and missed a round. That's important.
To show you, get ready and get in on time.
And the grand prize winner, so the person that won the Race Prep KTM 450 SX-F, had an average score of 51.125. So
that on average,
excluding double points rounds.
Yeah, just on average, if you get 1 pick right, it's about 22 points. So that's like 2 picks and a friendly every week.
A couple 5-pointers.
Yeah, you could have your own Race Prep KTM 450, so it's not out of reach.
It is not. Some people think it is. It is not. And last little cool stat is we had over 77,000 players.
Yeah, way up from last year's. Awesome. I love to see it keep growing. So.
Yep. All right, so now we got our top 10 winners for the year, and we'll announce the prizes that they are winning in case you are not familiar. Also, you can see those on the RMFantasy SX website. But first place, Rubber Watch 11. Some interesting names in here.
Yep, he had a good Vegas.
He did. Congrats. You are taking home a 450 SX-F, my friend. Jay Miranda, 38, taking home the 250.
Yep.
Jay Burgess, 2 J names there, taking home or going to the Vegas MEC Cup with yours truly.
You got to be pumped on that.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
All right, let's see. Was that Bayou or Bayou?
Bayou, we're flying him into Moab to take him on the Red Rocks, show him something out there. This name gave me a little trouble, but we talked to him. It looks like it's Psycho Sicko.
Oh.
He'll be going to Dunlop to hang out with those guys at their proving grounds.
All right.
Didge 9 coming in 6th, get hooked up fat with some Alpinestars gear and casual.
DB30, Milestone Video Games, and PlayStation console, correct?
He's get his own console, the game, and a 4K TV. So.
Oh, geez. Mad Max Dad, taking home some Motion Pro tools.
You can't be mad about that.
No. 211-man Tusk Impact wheel set. That's a good one. And Mighty Mike 981, taking home some Oakley goggles and some sunglasses.
All for free.
For free.
Just using their Supercross skills to get that. So.
Alrighty. Now, we got some season awards.
Yeah, we looked over all the riders' stats, but at the end of the year, and of course, Tomac, 8 wins. It still blows my mind.
Anderson
most
and
wins.
Muscan had 4 each.
Anderson and Muscan combined for that many. So
Oh, gosh.
most podiums, Tomac and Muscan tied with 12. But
Interesting.
Ironman, cool stat.
Ironman, yes. Anderson. So it made every main. Anderson, Pike, Brayton, Baggett, Freezy, and Reed. Those are
That's
Ironman.
huge. I mean, what was it, 100? We had 108 total 450 riders sign up for night shows. Only 49 scored points, and only 6 made every main.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's tough out there.
That's crazy.
And of all the people, Father Time himself,
Father Time.
Chad Reed,
Doing
just
it.
showing them how it's done.
This is interesting. Laps led, Tomac, 158.
That's combined.
That's
Triple
combined.
crowns and everything.
Tomuskin's 116, and Anderson, 75.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Better starter per gate drop. Who do you guys think? Well,
It was pretty close.
It was very close. Muscan, average of 5th off the start. Tomac, 5.14.
So they was really close over the whole year. And then best qualifier, Tomac, averaging a 2.69 qualifying position. He was first 8 times.
Jeez.
And then second, Anderson, 4 times. He was the fastest at 3.53. So
Wow.
those are our stats on those guys. Good year for everybody.
Pretty
really.
interesting. But now we got a cool little segment because we have a stat that if we had dropped the 2 lowest scores for Anderson and Muscan, might not be what you think. So let's talk about it real quick. This is Anderson versus Muscan. Okay, so we've got Anderson and Muscan.
A lot of talk between
lot
them.
of talk. We're leaving Tomac out because we all kind of know the situation. He missed a lot of racing due to injury. But if you were to take those 2 riders, drop their 2 lowest scores, who wins the championship still?
Muscan would have actually won the championship.
Wow.
So actually by round, in most cases, he did a lot better than Anderson, and we got stats to back that up.
Now, here's what's interesting. Your overall averages for the whole season combined, Muscan was better in all 3 categories of average start, average finish, and laps led. 116 laps led to Anderson's 75.
Yep. On the West Coast, doesn't really change a lot.
No. The only thing Anderson did better was laps led by 10.
Yep. Or by 4.
By 4,
By
excuse
4
me.
laps, yep.
Okay.
And then you go east. Muscan actually had the best average finish and start of any rider.
Yep.
And led 62 laps to Jason Anderson's 0 on the
Jason
East
Anderson
Coast.
did not lead an East Coast lap.
I mean, his stats are not bad, but
No.
Muscan's are a little better. And then we go to the Triple Crown. I think this is where Anderson really made it up.
Yep.
He did have a way better average finish and start. And he led 48 laps there, which was the most of anyone at any Triple Crown. Or
So,
of all the Triple Crowns.
If
so.
anybody asks riders if they like the Triple Crowns, I better not hear Anderson say no.
It
Because
benefited
that's
him.
pretty much what saved his season, it seems like.
And it goes back to Muscan in that one Triple Crown round when he was hurt and didn't race the 3rd main.
Yeah, pulled off.
And he only lost by 9 points at the end.
But he was still able to salvage some points from that.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Yep.
And then, yeah,
Just standard rounds, not Triple Crowns.
Yep, just
Muscan
standard.
had the best average finish and start of anybody and led 99 laps to Anderson's 27.
holy cow.
Which goes into the biggest stat of all of this.
You take all this, here's what matters. Anderson, 17 rounds that he raced. Marvin Muscan, 16.
Yep. And that's the difference.
Muscan does not try and jump through the whoops. He is your Supercross champion.
Yep.
Pretty
So,
interesting.
It just goes to what you want to reward. Consistency, Anderson definitely beat him there.
Yeah.
Or just solid results, Muscan definitely beat him there. Or you go to pure speed, I think Tomac would beat them both, but
Hey.
I mean, the way it's set up,
Consistency wins.
you've got to be, it goes
You have to
back
beat
to
it every
Dungy's
round.
times too. I mean,
Yep.
that's what you got to do to win
wild.
it. So.
Well, we thought that was pretty interesting, the old Anderson-Musquin duel there. But now, next up, we want to just talk about some rider highlights. We're going to go through all the riders and just talk about how they did throughout the year. You know, give us a couple shout-outs to certain riders that did some things for the first time.
Yep.
And just kind of get some cool so we'll get some cool stats. So this is our rider highlights.
So, like we said, 2018 was a good season for most riders.
Yep.
We got some just highlights on all the top riders of the sport. Tomac won 8 rounds, led 158 laps, 8 hole shots like we talked about earlier. Going to Baggett, he's finished 4th in points, which is awesome.
Yep.
5 podiums, 6 top 5s this year, so a big step up for him. Justin Brayton.
Probably one of the most improved.
He sent you out of here after Daytona.
He took 12th overall last year.
Yep.
He was 5th this year in 2018.
At that age, I mean, you got to give that man some respect.
Maybe he needs to be Father Time, dude. You never know.
Exactly.
His first ever win was in Daytona this year, the race that I threw him off the table. He completely shut me up.
I give you 50% credit for that.
And he had 6 top 5s, so he did really good.
Weston Pike, solid year too.
Yep.
Only 3 mains in 2017, then he got hurt, was out the rest of the year. This year he raced every main.
Yep.
So that's got to be a big accomplishment for him. 6th overall in points as well, and 4 top 5s for the year.
And Wilson, first ever 450 podium, and he had 2 top 5 finishes.
Solid, and he moved up in the overalls from last year a little bit.
Okay, Cooper Webb, 2 top 5s, 1 podium, led a lap in Tampa, and took 13th overall in 2017 and 9th this year, and that was with missing races.
Yeah.
So Cooper was having a good year.
Yep.
Let's see.
Justin Barsha came by. He said hello. He had Barsha Law going for a minute.
He did.
3 podiums, 6 top 5s. If he wouldn't have got hurt in that one race, I can't remember which round it was, where he missed the triple.
Yep.
Might have been a lot different for him. He did lead 4 laps this year, and he only missed the top 5 in 4 out of the 10 rounds he was in. So
that's a good year.
Solid.
Benny Bloss, Rookie of the Year, took 15th overall despite missing the first 3 rounds, and he had 3 top 10 finishes, including 2 8s. And, of course, he got 6th place in Vegas.
And another award, the tallest rider to ever win Rookie of the Year.
Really?
I don't know, I just made that up.
He's probably the first tallest rider to do a lot of things first.
Yeah.
All right, Reed.
Chad Reed, you got to give him some respect. He
broke
the all-time start record.
Yes, he did.
3 top 10 finishes, raced every main, which might be one of the bigger stats of the year. And then he finished better than his season average in the last 6 rounds. So he was on an incline there for a while.
And he even said he plans to come back next year, plans to be in full health. He says there's no reason he couldn't be on the podium. So
I know the fans want him back.
Do you guys think that Chad Reed can win or get on the podium? I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think.
I think it would take the perfect storm, but hey, Brayton did it in Daytona, so anything can happen.
Malcolm Stewart, the fastest qualifier alive. Only missed 1 round, 5 top 10 finishes, and he qualified 2nd fastest 2 times.
Yeah, he was getting a lot of speed there towards the end of the year. Just needs to keep it on 2 wheels.
Keep it on 2 and get in better shape is what I hear.
Yep.
All right.
And then shout-outs to our boy, 7 Deuce Deuce. Adam Enticknap had a solid year. He made 5 main events and had his best finish in a main event this year, too, of his career.
So that's right, you guys. Comment below. Give shout-outs to Adam for helping us out. Adam, if you're watching, get healthy and get ready to go for next year.
Yep.
But there it is. Those are our kind of rider highlights for throughout the year. Now we're going to get into it. We got some storylines we want to talk about. We'll talk about trivia, because we know Christian loves that. And then we'll sign it off and give a shout out to all you guys out there who have been helping us out. So here we go. This is our 2019 storylines. All right, so going into next year, 2019 Supercross season, we have some storylines that we want to cover right now. We want to give some predictions.
This is for us and you. We want to get this conversation
Let's get
going,
it rolling.
So, yep.
So 2019, Christian, Anderson, Tomac, or Musquin, or maybe another rider, who would be your favorite to win the Supercross title?
Immediately, you think Tomac. He wins the most amount of races. He's the fastest guy, but he's thrown it away the last 2 years. I mean, and then the stats, like we were just talking about with Musquin, we went over earlier. If you had to put money on it, I would go with Musquin. He's just too solid right now.
You know, I agree with you on the fact that the stats do not lie. I think Musquin is easily one of the top picks, but you know what?
You never know. He did crash himself and miss a round.
But Tomac, he's the fastest guy, and hopefully this year he has learned his lesson.
So no, like a Anderson % chance
Honestly, if Tomac and
repeats.
Musquin are healthy the whole year, I would put Anderson
Behind both.
Behind both. Okay. What do you guys think? Where would you put these riders first, second, and third next year for the championship?
I think they both had mishaps. He's solid. There's no doubt. He's the champion. You can't take that away. But I do think he does need to go to a different gear there next year.
But he has shown that, like Dungey did, you don't have to win all the races. All right. Now next year, better bounce back rider. Roxon, Seeley, Bogle, and Grant. Who do you think comes back from injury next year and has the better Supercross year?
I mean, I love all those guys. Ken Roxon, at this point, you're just kind of fear for his well-being. I mean, you can only put so much hardware in those arms.
You got it before his RoboCop.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to see what happens, I guess, for outdoors.
But he's not a normal man.
And he's
There's
not
no
done.
doubt. So he is the most motivated guy. I'm betting on Roxon. Seeley's solid, but that was one of those kind of scarier long-term. I hope he's comes back 100%.
Okay.
So.
What's next?
Rookie of the Year. There's going to be big names moving up next year.
Yeah, the
2019 Rookie of the Year. Who do you got?
Well, the three riders that we have on here, we've got Osborne, Hill, and Joey Savacci. If I had to put my money on any of them, I got to do Osborne.
I got beat up for saying the same thing, but he's not young like those rookies that are moving up.
He's not young and dumb.
He's an older guy. He's got a family. He seems like he's settled down a bit, But
Hill was so up. I know he had that flash of brilliance.
If we see that every round from Hill, that's going to be awesome.
But I don't think you're going to see that.
I don't think it's sustainable, though.
No.
So I'm with you on Osborne. I just think he's just solid.
And Savacci, I don't even know where he's going to land a ride for next year yet. So I can't really put money on that.
Yeah, I do hope he comes back strong, too. He's had a rough couple of years.
And then I'm not sure, maybe you guys know out there, is Plessinger. I haven't heard yet. Is he moving up to big bikes? If he was going to be on a big bike next year, do you think he would do better than Osborne?
I don't think so.
Me too. I still think Osborne wins it.
I just like Osborne.
All right.
Then the big stat on the year, the big question, Triple Crown rounds implemented this year. Did you like them? Do you want to see more, less, leave them at 3?
I think they could add 1 or 2 more. I think it's a good mix to have, a little of both. I think for Triple Crown rounds, obviously it's good for the fans. We like them. The riders, okay, I think the majority don't like them. But I think for what they bring to the table, and as you can see, I think it really helps with the overall championship. So if you have that type of night like Musquin had, it doesn't just ruin your season if you have one race where you don't finish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say add a couple more. What do you think?
I'm with you. I mean, every Triple Crown we saw multiple winners. It was a lot of gate drops. It was a lot of drama.
Yeah.
I think they're onto a good thing here. I just think it needs to be tweaked just a little bit. Give them a little more time in between. Seemed like the more second, third tier riders are having a hard time getting in and out of there.
But then you have the longer TV breaks, and that's what people were kind of talking about. They didn't like. So.
And the LCQ has to be televised.
Show us the LCQ.
I mean, little tweaks like that, and I think we're on to something good. So.
All right, I feel you on that. All right, so there it is. What do you guys think? Triple Crowns. Do you want more? Do you want less? Do you like them, not like them? Kind of give your thoughts below, and we will discuss it. Trivia, dude, what we got?
Trivia last week, it was kind of an easy one. A lot of people got it right. Chad Reed ended up being the wild card champion, only taking it 3 times. Usually there's a rider that takes it more than that. So it was all over the map this year. So
right on.
Congrats to you guys who got that.
All righty. Now, remember, next year, we're going to have more of it. Now, before we sign off, as always, we got to give shout-outs to everyone out there who, week in and week out, we're commenting, showing us a love.
Making the show like we do, pretty much.
Not too many people hated on us when we weren't very good on picks or when I threw the Brayton number plate off.
Or me with Musquin. I just want to get it clear. We don't have anything but respect for these guys and admiration.
Absolutely.
They are risking more than we know, their own livelihood at this point, and it is in no way, shape, or form any type of hate towards these men.
We're just bench racing over here.
It's pure fantasy stats. We would never want to see anyone get hurt. We don't want anything bad to happen to any of these guys. These are heroes in my eyes. So
they absolutely kill it.
Don't take it the wrong way if we say something bad.
But Give us some names. Who are some riders that stood out to you that are commenters, subscribers, some fans?
Some part of the team. We got Jason. He tore us up earlier in the season.
But then he made a video for us.
He made a sweet video for us.
Colin Rogers Film, who won the 7 Deuce Deuce number plate.
Yep, there's some long-time ones like Christian Turner, Posternaut, Steve Brinkert.
A lot of you guys. Who else we got?
Where is Island Riders? We haven't seen him in a while. Island Riders, if you're out there, let's get some comments going back.
You were here every week last year, and then you just disappeared on us. Please come back.
And Sean Powell.
Sean Powell.
Giving us a
full race recap.
Insight into every race.
That was intense. I liked it.
And Dustin Slade.
Oh, yes.
We got to say thank you for the shirt again. Hopefully we can run into you one of these days at a race and talk about it.
That's pretty cool. But overall, awesome year.
Awesome year.
Couldn't do it without you guys commenting, keeping us going every week because we absolutely love it. So remember, guys, if you're watching, RMFantasySX.com, that's where you'll sign up for next year. Remember, free to play.
Bigger and better every year.
Bigger and better every year. Over $100,000 this year that we gave away in prizes. So we do top 10 grand prizes.
Yep.
And then each week we do 100 weekly prizes. Does not matter when you sign up for the weekly prizes. Every round it resets. So every week you have a chance to win prizes.
Love it.
Got to do it.
So that's it.
That is
Solid
it.
season. Congrats to the winners. Can't wait to meet and talk to you guys. So
absolutely. And also stay tuned because for a lot of those winners, we're going to be doing some cool videos showing the recap of those winners, you know, getting their prizes and also taking them on those trips. So make sure you get subscribed and stay in tune and watch those videos.
Yep.
I am Chase.
I'm Christian.
And we'll see you next year. Back, everyone. I am Chase, back with my co-host,
Christian.
Thanks for saying your name.
I never know if you're going to say it or not.
If I put you back, I'm Christian. Really good insight, really good one more time. Gosh,
you're right,
freaking nose. All right, you ready?
I mean, he gets a win this race. He could spark martial law. We could be living under that.
Where do you come up with these names?
I mean, he's out of control.
Triple Crown format.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be like, well, folks, you've heard it. Yeah. Admitted he does not do very good on rough, ruddy tracks.
Throw him out. Throw him out, fam.
He's gonna do it to become the oldest winner in the history of Supercross. Justin Brayton wins Daytona for his first career victory.
It was rough. Last week, I said do not put him in your top 5, and you probably saw it. I threw his number plate off the table. For that, I am sorry, and that's why I had to apologize. And to you guys out there, and hence, I have the dunce hat for SXperts this week. We got to do an episode that Christian wants to call Strange Things.
I mean, we pulled all the stats and finishes.
We gotta pause.
Okay, you want to do it again?
You're just so excited.
I'm excited, dude.
That was kind of a rough freaking talk.
Watch, if he's qualifying 10th or worse, maybe be scared. If he's in there, probably a good pick.
You know, I actually knew that because like 2 minutes ago, I actually went over Barsha. You know.
My bad, bro.
You were thinking the same
I was thinking the same thing.
I was like, oh, I've heard these stats before.
Christian.
I messed up, dude.
Oh, it's all good. We still love you, Christian. And for some reason, I just think someone's gonna boot him off the track, tell him to move.
How's that hat, by the way?
We just gotta get that elephant out of the room, but hey, I'm riding a hot streak. I don't want to do it, but I mean, maybe we can be experts someday, not just perts.
You're the stat expert, that is for sure. Not just perks.